Hello friends! If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. For my fans and subscribers, welcome back. Thank you for the patronage. I really do appreciate it. Today I'm going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons, the rise of BADD. Not much else I need to say, so let's get on with the video. Dungeons and Dragons was already established in conservative Christian culture as satanic by 1981, but the general public was either indifferent or curious. This changed in 1982 after a 16-year-old named Irving Bink Pulling committed suicide. Patricia Pulling, his mother, blamed it all on D&D. Sounds more like a mother trying to justify not getting her son the help he needed. Blame it on the devil or a game. Avoid responsibility. Christians are good at that, but she wasn't a Christian. She was actually Jewish. So the Jews are good at that too. Pulling constructed an absolutely laughable narrative wherein her son was seduced and ultimately, quote-unquote, killed by Dungeons and Dragons. People, get your children mental health care if they need it. Nobody commits suicide without prefacing it with warning behavior. And wouldn't you know it, she wrote a book about it. Profiting from your own child's suicide is just plain wrong. What kind of a mother does that? But it's not entirely her fault. You see, the cops presented D&D material from her son's room and told her about the satanic panic. He did, however, leave a suicide note. The police did not disclose the contents of the note, only saying that it contained explainable stuff. Mrs. Pulling, however, made up this ridiculous story about it. Stanley Cohen posits that when tragedy strikes, people take inventory and, in their distraught state, they mistake correlation for causation. While this is certainly a possibility, it is also possible that this woman didn't want to shoulder the responsibility for her son and blamed an easy scapegoat. Laycock interviewed a person who agreed to talk on condition of anonymity. According to the source, Bink only played a total of 9 hours of D&D. In the source's opinion, Bink's suicide was an aggression toward Patricia. Both parents were having affairs. He shot himself with her gun, and he chose the front porch for dramatic effect. Pulling discovered a note and some gaming material, and she came to view it as a death curse, but it was not. What really happened was the dungeon master of one particular game was an English teacher, and so he decided to make the note into kind of a poem. But hey, who cares about facts? Death curses sell more books. The idea of curses could also meld itself easily to the concept that D&D corrupts children. The truth is, D&D had nothing to do with Bink's suicide. Contrary to what Pulling said, Bink was not perfectly normal before playing the game. Classmates admitted that Bink was having emotional problems. After her son's death, Pulling started lecturing law enforcement. What she said in one lecture, but not in any of her publications, is very telling. I want to explain that an officer used his law enforcement credentials to gain access to the transcript of this lecture. This was never meant to be public knowledge. It is of a lecture Pulling gave in 1986. She stated that weeks before his death, Bink showed signs of lycanthropic tendencies, such as running around on all fours and barking, and the rabbits that Bink had been raising were torn apart. Now we're getting somewhere. If true, Bink was displaying emotional problems, but his mother didn't give him the help that he needed. If it's not true, she was lying. So pick your poison. Incidentally, there is a syndrome called clinical lycanthropy, otherwise known as werewolf syndrome, and it is the sign of a deeply disturbed mind. Filed several lawsuits. Imagine that all got thrown out of court. In 1983, after all lawsuits had been thrown out, Pulling started bothered about D&D, or BADD. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button, press the subscribe button, and if you would like to know when I come out with new videos, press the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this episode. If you wish to support this channel, you may do so on my PayPal link. Question everything and never be afraid. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them. Please leave comments in the comment section. I love hearing from you. Goodbye, friends.